In this video, I'm gonna share everything you need to know to start backpacking with your dog. If you're a dog mom or dad who also loves hiking, then your greatest dream is probably to be able to take your dog with you on your next backpacking trip. It can be unclear trying to figure out what's essential and what's not when it comes to preparing your dog and yourself for a trip. So, in today's video, I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know so your first backpacking trip with your dog is a success. Let's get started with essential things to do before you go. Number 1. Vaccines. Firstly, make sure you're keeping up with vet visits, vaccinations, and medications. As a good dog parent, you already know that the most important thing you can do for your dog is take them to the vet regularly. Before you go on your hiking trip, visit the vet and go over any concerns you might have with them. Check to make sure their vaccines, heartworm prevention, and flea and tick prevention are all current so they don't get any serious diseases from things like drinking bad water and bites from other animals. Number 2. Know your dog's limits. Before you go backpacking with your dog, you should also make sure you already know your dog's limits. Since dogs are not very good at letting us know when they're in pain, it's up to you to monitor them closely, especially when the weather is hot. Spend enough time with your dog so you can tell when they're tired or having a hard time continuing. Most times when your dog starts panting excessively, breathing loudly, or lagging, it means they're tired already. Your dog should be the one setting the pace for your hiking and not you. Number 3. Restriction. Before you even do anything else, make sure that dogs are allowed on the hiking trail you want to use. This seems like something straightforward, but people forget to confirm. Never take dogs where prohibited so you don't cause problems for yourself and your dog. If you plan to stay overnight, also make sure that camping is permitted in the area, especially in national parks. Number 4. Protection. Be prepared to keep your dog on a leash. Unlike a usual walk in the park, you can't just leave your dog and allow them to explore on their own. Many wilderness areas require you to keep your dog leashed on a lead no longer than 6 feet. There are many reasons why these rules are in place, but no matter the reason, you should follow the rules. Even in areas where it's not compulsory to keep them leashed, still make sure to leash your dog near fast-moving water, steep drop-offs, and also around other trail users. Number 5. Identification. Your dog should always be wearing an ID tag with your name and phone number on it while you're backpacking. This is a very important preparation you have to do before you go backpacking. It might not happen, but if your dog ever goes missing, you want to be confident that you can find them. You can even go the extra mile and get them microchipped so all areas are covered. Number 6. Backpacking. Invest in a good backpack for your dog to carry some of their things. It might not seem like much, but your dog has a lot of stuff that needs to accompany you on a backpacking trip, and having them carry their stuff will save you valuable space in your backpack. Make sure the backpack you buy is a good fit for your dog, and get them used to it before you go on your trip. Number 7. Training. One more thing to do to prepare your dog for backpacking is some training. Before heading into the wilderness, it would benefit both of you to do some training on basic commands. Make sure they're good at obeying at least come, leave it, sit, and stay. You and your dog should be used to these commands so that when a situation comes up, it's easy to follow. You don't want a dog that won't listen to you on a hiking trail. It would help if you packed plenty of training treats to reward them for good behavior during your trip. Number 8. Timing. You should also prepare to slow down or not go the usual length you do on your first few trips with your dog. Since they're new to this, you'll need to start small and work up to your usual distance. You can start with a short, simple trail and then move out to multiple miles and overnight trips. Keep in mind that not every dog has the energy to walk multiple miles, so make sure you know your dog. Number 9. Food and waste. While backpacking, you must pay attention to your dog's food, water, and waste. Just like you, dogs need extra calories and hydration for hiking. The best thing to do regarding food is to ask your vet how many calories they recommend feeding your dog on a trip. This will help you know exactly how much food to carry. As for water, if you're in the backcountry, then you should filter all the water you offer your dog. While serious infections are uncommon, it's better to be safe than sorry. You should also be prepared to take care of your dog's waste. It's not nice to leave a trail of poop or inconvenience other people in any way because of your dog's waste. Number 10. Emergencies. The last thing to do so you're prepared for backpacking with your dog is to have a first aid kit. Not only should you have one, but you should also know how to use everything in it. You can ask your vet for help in this area. If you do everything right, there should be no injuries, but just in case, make sure you plan to carry your dog out if they get injured. Also, carry emergency food and medication for your dog on very difficult hikes. Now that we're done with the essential things you need to have done before your first backpacking trip with your dog, let's talk about other things you would find helpful to know when you go backpacking. Number 1. Get a bigger tent. If you're going on an overnight trip, remember, you now have a roommate. Upgrade the size of your tent if need be, and take along your dog's bed when you're going on your trip. Nobody wants to sleep on the floor when it's cold, dogs included. Number 2. Get hiking boots. Make sure you get hiking boots for your dog. Most dog owners that go hiking with their dogs didn't figure out they needed hiking boots until a few trips in. But you have an advantage. Whether your hiking trail is hot or cold, smooth or rough, they can have painful effects on your dog's paws that you may have overlooked early. To prevent your dog from pain, just get them hiking boots before your backpacking trip. Number 3. Have a water container. Even though you're going backpacking and would most likely come across natural sources of water, it doesn't hurt for you to carry a water container for your pup. They need all the hydration they can get during a hike, and you don't want to be stuck waiting until you find a stream or river to hydrate them. Number 4. Wear socks on your dog. While sleeping or in the tent, you should wear socks on your dogs. When you do this, there's no chance of their claws accidentally destroying or tearing your sleeping bags or tent floor. You can be one of the first few timers that come out with all of their equipment intact. If you do everything we have asked you to do and also pay attention to your dog, your first backpacking trip with your dog should go seamlessly. Share your backpacking experience with the dog in the comments. Consider to subscribe and like this video so more people can find it, and you may want to check out the video showing on the screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.